Your blood type might already be affecting your body right now, and you probably have no idea. The way you react to stress, the way your body stores inflammation, even your risk for heart disease, memory loss, blood clots, and aging itself may already be influenced by one tiny biological detail most people never think about. And the disturbing part is, your body may have been showing signs for years. Maybe you get exhausted faster than other people. Maybe your circulation has always felt slightly off. Maybe you recover slowly. Maybe stress hits your body harder than it should. And this is where people suddenly start looking back at their entire life differently. None of that may be random, and some of you already know exactly which part of this sounds familiar. Scientists discovered that tiny proteins attached to your red blood cells called antigens can influence far more than anyone originally expected. Not just transfusions, not just compatibility. We're talking about clotting factors, inflammation pathways, immune reactions, even the way certain bacteria and viruses behave once they enter the body, which means your blood may already be influencing your future right now, while you sit here completely unaware of it. And before you assume this only matters inside hospitals, listen carefully. One blood type has repeatedly been associated with lower cardiovascular risk. Another appears to interact differently with infections. One may carry a higher tendency toward memory decline later in life. And one seems to process chronic stress in a completely different biological way than the others. Your blood is not just carrying oxygen through your body. It may be carrying hidden survival patterns. And this is where the story starts getting uncomfortable, because researchers studying long-living populations began noticing strange statistical fingerprints, tiny recurring patterns that kept appearing in people living past 90 and even 100 years old. Different countries, different diets, different lifestyles. Yet some blood groups appeared slightly more often than expected. Again, and again, and again. At first, scientists assumed coincidence, but the patterns refused to disappear. Now, does this mean your blood type controls your destiny? No, far from it. Your habits still matter massively. Sleep, food, stress, movement, environment. Those are still the heavy hitters. But your blood type may influence where your body is naturally resilient and where it quietly struggles underneath the surface. Like two houses surviving the exact same storm differently because one has stronger walls, while the other has weaker pipes hidden behind them. And suddenly something strange happens. You start looking back at your own body differently. Maybe your exhaustion was never random. Maybe stress always hit your system harder for a reason. Maybe your recovery patterns, your circulation, your inflammation, were tiny biological clues nobody ever taught you how to read. Because modern medicine is incredible once the fire starts, but terrible at teaching people how to recognize smoke. And once you understand where your biology naturally cracks under pressure, you stop moving blindly through your own life. Which brings us to the blood types themselves. Because once researchers started separating people by blood group, and some of the patterns became difficult to ignore. Now this is where things become personal, because once people learn what their blood type actually does inside the body, they suddenly start recognizing patterns they've experienced for years, patterns they thought were random. And the first blood type researchers constantly come back to is type O, the survival blood. And if you've always felt like your body stays stuck in overdrive longer than everyone else, listen carefully. Type O bodies often behave like they were built for harsh environments. Fast reactions, strong survival responses, efficient under pressure. Some researchers believe this blood type may carry lower risks for certain cardiovascular problems because people with type O tend to have lower levels of von Willebrand factor, a clotting protein that can increase the risk of dangerous blood clots. Sounds like an advantage, and in many situations, it is. But here's the trade-off. And this next part catches a lot of people off guard. Bodies built for survival sometimes struggle to turn survival mode off. Type O systems may react more aggressively to long-term stress, higher cortisol sensitivity, stronger fight or flight activation. Like an engine that revs too hard even when the danger is gone. Maybe you've noticed it yourself. You stay alert too long. You crash hard after stress. Your body feels exhausted, but your nervous system refuses to calm down. That may not be in your head, because this next blood type almost flips the entire biological pattern upside down. And then we move to type A, and the entire biological pattern changes. Type A often behaves less like a survival engine and more like an absorption system. Stress doesn't always explode outward, and for some people, that sentence just explains years of exhaustion. Sometimes it sinks inward. Researchers have associated type A blood with stronger inflammatory responses and slightly higher cardiovascular risk in certain populations. One theory is that type A systems may respond differently to chronic stress and inflammation over time, creating more internal wear and tear across decades. Not dramatic damage overnight, quiet damage, the kind that builds silently while life keeps moving. And honestly, this may explain why some people seem physically drained by stress in ways others simply aren't. Same workload, same divorce, same sleep deprivation, completely different biological response. But then type A flips the script again, because some evidence suggests type A may also offer stronger protection against certain infections, depending on how pathogens interact with those blood antigens, which means the same biology that creates vulnerability in one area may create resilience somewhere else. Your body is constantly negotiating trade-offs. Now, type B gets strange, because researchers could never make this blood type behave predictably for very long. Really strange, because type B often behaves like a body caught between two systems at once, adaptable, flexible, but sometimes unpredictable. Some researchers associate type B with surprisingly resilient metabolic adaptation in certain environments. These bodies may adjust well under changing conditions, almost like biological hybrids built for variation. But type B has also been linked in some studies to increased risks involving inflammatory and pancreatic conditions, which means the same flexibility that helps the body adapt may also create instability under the wrong circumstances, like a system that works beautifully until inflammation pushes the wrong button. And this is where the research starts becoming genuinely unsettling. And then there's AB, the rarest blood type, and maybe the most mysterious. Because AB combines both A and B antigens, researchers have long suspected it behaves differently at a neurological and immune level. Some studies have associated AB blood with higher risks of cognitive decline and memory problems later in life, possibly involving subtle differences in circulation and clotting inside the brain over decades. Not enough to notice in your 20s, maybe not even your 40s, but aging is rarely loud at first. It whispers, which is exactly why so many people never see the pattern until decades later. Your body may be building patterns for decades before symptoms ever appear. But AB may also carry advantages. Some scientists combination believe the broader antigen creates unique immune adaptability in certain situations. Again, biology refuses to create perfect winners and losers. Every system comes with strengths. Every strength hides a cost somewhere else. And maybe that's the biggest lesson in all of this. Your blood type is not your destiny. It's more like a biological weather forecast. It tells you where storms may form more easily, so you can prepare differently. Because genetics may load the gun, but lifestyle still pulls the trigger. Sleep still matters. Stress still matters. Movement still matters. Food still matters. But once you understand your own biological patterns, you stop moving blindly through your life. And maybe that's the unsettling part in all of this. Your body may have been revealing clues for years. Tiny warnings hidden in stress responses, inflammation, circulation, aging, patterns you never knew how to read. Because your blood is not just carrying oxygen, it may be carrying information about where your body breaks first under pressure. Most people will go their entire lives never thinking about any of this. And the strangest part is, your blood may have known long before you did.